You're listening to The Lyndia Grant Show. Think on these things with Lyndia Grant.
Well, good evening, Radio 1 listeners. Thank you for tuning in to The Lyndia Grant Show. It is July 24th. Our time seems to be flying. Summer is almost over, just that quick. But you're listening to The Lyndia Grant Show here on Spirit 1340 WICB. I am your host, yours truly, Dr. Lyndia Grant to some. And I am happy to have this week the children of the Children's Legacy Theater. They have some plays they're doing with the Marion Summer Youth Institute. And you're going to hear all about some plays that are free in the second half. So now let's go to Dr. Julian Melvo, our political commentator that talks mostly about politics and the economy. All right, Dr. Julian, how are you today? And welcome to the show.
Well, Lyndia, always a pleasure to be with you, and I am doing well. So much going on always. Usually the summer is pretty slow, but not this summer and not with this president. We got plenty of things going on, but let's just begin at the beginning with Black Women Centered. July 21st, that was Tuesday. It was Black Women's Equal Pay Day. That means that Black women would have to work until July 21st of 2026 to earn what a white man earned the whole year of 2025. It would take us another several months, almost 7 months, to earn what a white man earned in just that 1 year.
Wow. Now,
this report comes, of course, from Melanie Campbell and the sisters at the National Coalition of Black Civic Participation. But that is that day. And what that day symbolizes to me is how much stress and strain Black women are in because of economic issues. Black women, we work longer and harder and we get paid less. It doesn't matter whether we are PhDs or no Ds. As a matter of fact, one of the findings of this report is that education will not save you. You have to have some other options besides education. Education in and of itself will not save you. Maybe entrepreneurship will, maybe there's some other things that will, but just because you're educated doesn't mean you won't be discriminated against. So this report is a good report. They bring it out every year. And every year we see the situation for Black women being concerning, being extremely concerning. Now, that's the top of my news, but the other top of my news is Cuba. The State Department just released a report on last week, Friday, and it said that Cuba was becoming the headquarters for international communism, Lyndia. International communism. This report, if you read it, is alarming, not because of the content, because it's so wrong. I mean, you've got this little bitty island. You got the big old United States. Yeah, there's been some espionage with Cuba and with the United States. But right now, they're trying to make Black Americans in particular look like we're so stupid that Cuba could convince us to do something that we have no intention of doing. So Cuba theoretically is now this headquarters for world communism. And you see what's going on because you've got our incoming mayor, Janice Louis George.
Mm-hmm.
We have Mondami in New York. And they're saying these are people who identify themselves as democratic socialists. And what this report is saying, oh, no, this is a global communism plot. Well, we know when you and I are old enough to know when those words were used against our people like Robeson and Du Bois. Well, we're old enough to know that those are winks and nods to say everybody is a communist, but everybody's not. And democratic socialists are not the same as communists. But neither here nor there. This report, Lyndia, a 100-page report, came out over the weekend, and it's getting lots of distribution. Members of Congress are asking about it. And basically what they're all saying is that this gives them the right to go invade Cuba. They're using very broad language. Meanwhile, for our sisters and brothers who are members of the Democratic DSA, Democratic Socialists of America, they're not communists. It's going to give people the right to attack them. And then even more when we look at DSA, take a list of what DSA wants and what the Democratic Party wants, and it's about the same thing: affordable health care, affordable housing, good education. What's socialist about that? But that socialist word is being used contextually, essentially to allow people to attack Cuba, to allow people to attack Mamdani, Louis George, and others. But this is not a really good thing, Lyndia, and it's something that we need to be paying attention to.
Okay.
I'm going to get on a plane and go on over, well, I'm not going over there, to Iran. Because how much money do you think we've spent over there so far?
Say what now?
How much money do you think we've spent on this Iran war so far?
Probably a couple of billion.
Couple of billion. We're talking 37 billion.
Oh my gosh.
And they've asked for another 87.5 billion for additional.
But isn't that why we having so many cuts over here?
That's yes. But it looks like we're gonna have more.
Wow.
They say it's additional. They need more. On March the 9th, no, was it March? No. Yeah, March the 9th, that president said, "Oh, we're finished with Iran. It's over with."
I heard him.
Yes, you did.
Mm-hmm.
On March 31st, he said, "Oh, just 2 more weeks." On May 7th, this will be over quickly. We've been in this for at least 5 months. And as I said, right now we've spent $37 billion. What's his name? Hexpeth is asking for another $87.6 billion.
87.
87.6. What could we do with that money?
And Congress is trying to find that for him?
Some of them are, some of them aren't. Congress is really beginning to lose patience on Iran. Mm-hmm. Congress is saying, what is going on? We're hustling for money here, hustling for money there, and you want $87 billion? $87 billion? But that's where we are. So this president said this was going to be over quickly. We wouldn't even notice. Well, I think we will notice $87 billion. I think that would be extremely noticeable.
Oh, yeah.
So, and you know what's going to happen? It's going to show up in cuts on the domestic budget. So basically, for the last 10 days, as of Tuesday, 10 days prior to Tuesday, there were 10 nights of attacks, both ways. United States attacking Iran, Iran attacking the United States. 10 days back to back. Shipping out of the Strait of Hormuz has been disrupted. And this war, the president keeps saying it's winding down, but no, it's to me, it looks like it's winding up. Mm-hmm. To me, it looks like it's getting more and more dangerous. We have had 17 people killed. We've had 100 at least injured. This is where we are. And this president, who had no reason to start this war except for pique, he is now, well, I don't know what he's saying. I thought I was smart, but I can't make head nor tails out of what this man is saying on a regular basis. But here's what we do know. We have yet another obligation. It's a total of, about $120 billion, 37 plus 87. That's where we are. We could give every child a lunch for 7 years. We could give 12 million young people Pell Grants for college, but instead we're in another war. The very person who said we weren't going to have any more wars, guess what?
It's the one got this one going.
Yep. And it's intense too. People are dying. And people are dying.
I've been seeing it on TV. A young white girl, no, Spanish, looked like she's,
Yeah, young Latina lady.
uh-huh.
I think she was 19 years old.
Yes, I saw a picture.
That was, but we're going to see, as long as this man, two things are happening. This man is starting wars, and we have people, there are a lot of black and brown people in the army, and they're in the army because what? They can't find jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So they're putting themselves at jeopardy to defend what doesn't make any sense. What does not make any sense? Something that this man said, oh, this will be over very quickly. Remember him saying that?
Yes, I do.
This will be over very quickly. Well, it's not over very quickly. It's continuing.
Especially with that much money being spent that you just said.
Yeah.
You don't happen to know how much was spent with Vietnam, do you? I know that was, it's number too big to count, probably, huh?
It was. It was. It was, I think it went into the trillions of dollars.
Yes.
The Vietnam War.
Because it was so long. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So, and they're claiming, Cuba is such a threat. Cuba is an itty bitty country that doesn't hardly have anything. Half the people.
Isn't that where you all went about a month or so ago, 2 months?
In May, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And most people in Cuba, they're not worried about communism. They're trying to feed their families.
Mm-hmm.
But this administration, they will color everything darkly. And the problem is with Cuba is that there's so much smoke that people are likely to believe it. You've already seen little Marco Rubio talking about communism. Well, he hates Cuba. His parents were from Cuba. Now, he wants to make it sound like his parents were discriminated against by Fidel Castro. His parents left Cuba 2 years before Castro even came into power. But he likes that narrative because it makes him sound like the victim that he is. But so he likes that narrative. His parents had to leave Cuba because of Castro. That's not what happened at all. But we need to keep looking at Cuba. We need to keep looking at what's going on, because this is yet another place where that man could try to start some kind of a war. Cuba doesn't have the defenses for that, but that's what they're up to right now. So meanwhile, what I would say is that, again, we have to look at Cuba. It is an ally. I'm smiling thinking about all the things that Fidel Castro did to help Black Americans and Black Africans, sending doctors places where there were no doctors. Okay. Entering wars were places where we Black folks needed help. So that report is a very ugly report. If you have nothing, if you're just bored, go Google Cuba and State Department, and this report will blow your mind.
All right. Well, we're at 12 minutes, Dr. J. Thank you for that.
All righty. Well, thank you. Appreciate you.
All right. And we'll talk to you again next week.
Absolutely. Take care.
We'll go to our commercial break, and we'll be back in a moment.
If it wasn't for my care coach at AmeriHealth, I probably wouldn't be so healthy right now. As a man, we don't get checkups or see a doctor regularly anyways. It's probably just a man thing because none of my partners go either. We know we should, but we just don't, and hope it works out.
So what changed for you?
AmeriHealth assigned me a care coach, somebody that gives one-on-one help, answer questions, explain things, and help set my appointments. She also helped me understand what having high blood pressure really means and ways to manage it so it doesn't kill me. It ain't nothing to play with. If you're a member of AmeriHealth, ask for a care coach. I'm glad I got mine.
At AmeriHealth, if you need a care coach, you can have one. Just call us at 1-877-759-6224 to get connected. 1-877-759-6224. This program is funded in part by the government of the District of Columbia Department of Healthcare Finance. Mayor Muriel Bowser.
This is Frank Smith with the African American Civil War Museum in Washington, D.C., located at 1925 Vermont Avenue Northwest on the Green Line. Did you know that a recent study found that children who visit museums do better in school and in life than children who do not? So parents, teachers, and preachers, let's get moving. I promise you, if you bring your children to the African American Civil War Museum, they will be inspired by the images that they see. They will be impressed by our living history reenactors who are always available, and they will be involved in our scavenger hunt that takes them throughout our exhibit. That's the African American Civil War Museum, 1925 Vermont Avenue. Our hours are 10 to 6:30 on weekdays, 12 to 4 on Saturdays and Sundays. See it. Be inspired.
And thank you for tuning in to the Lyndia Grant Show. We are back from our commercial break. Now we're going to our second guest. I am so pleased to be talking again with Children's Legacy Theater in Southeast Washington, D.C., that's owned by my good friend, Jackie Carter. She has some students that are going to be here with us today, and their leader, Miss Mecca Bryant, who has been she's the manager running what's going on this year. And they've got a wonderful play that's going to be coming up. In fact, they have two. So how are you today? Welcome to the show, Mecca, and introduce the two students that are with you.
Hi, my name is Mecca Bryant. I'm the current marketing and PR lead at Children's Legacy Theater for the Marion Barry Summer Youth Program. I'm here with a very excellent actor named Emmanuel and an exceptional writer named Daniel. And we will be discussing just some things about our 10-minute play festival coming up on August 6th at 6:30. 6th and 7th at 6:30.
August 6th, okay. And we want everyone to come out. So talk to the students, Mecca.
All right, guys, go ahead and introduce yourselves and what you're doing this summer under the program.
My name is Emmanuel Kanubi. This summer I'll be acting.
My name's Daniel Goldson. This summer, I'm a playwriter/director.
Awesome.
Tell us about the play.
So the plays are actually it's 3 plays consisting of 10 minutes. And the main theme that we chose for this year was letting go. And kind of the premise and background that we had from it is like a graveyard setting in a way.
It was a graveyard setting because on the promo, I saw a car that had wings. So I started wondering, was it about someone dying? Tell us what that's about, the concept.
Well, for that flyer specifically, it was from one of the other playwriters from her play called Can't Let Go.
Mm-hmm.
I think for each of our plays, we have our own individual flyers. And then once the show really starts to begin, there will be a full flyer for all of our shows.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The car is a reflection on the flyer. Basically, there's the face of someone who passed away in the clouds. The car represents the car accident that happened, and the wings on it represent, like, I guess, the past in that situation, taking flight and them letting go of what happened.
And the clouds had faces too. I loved it.
Mm-hmm. Camille Burr made that flyer, so she's a very skilled graphic artist.
Yes, indeed. I love that. Well, tell listeners where it's going to be and a little bit more about the theme, how long the place lasts, and about some of the kids that are in the play.
So all the plays are 10 minutes. There's 3 plays. And again, it consists of really letting go and kind of showing people how to grieve and how to resolve conflict in a positive way.
So they will all 3 be played at that same evening on August 6th?
Yeah, 6th and 7th, 6:30 p.m.
Okay. And you're going to do the same show on the 6th and on the 7th. And you'll do 3 shows on both days. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Tell us, are there any tickets for people to get in on that show?
This is a free event. We are accepting donations to contribute to the program, just because it has such a positive contribution to the community, and it gets exposed to kids to the arts and the ways of being trained and being employed to learn the arts. So we are definitely accepting donations, but the event itself is free.
All right. So tell me about the cast, including the 2 students that are here. Talk about the cast.
So the cast vary. Some plays have five, some plays have eight, some plays have like four characters. Um, all the writers took a different approach to the amount of people that they wanted in their play to convey their perspective.
Mhm. Okay. And these two gentlemen that are with you, they which ones are they in?
So Daniel is the playwright. He is the writer for Buried Hatchets, which was a very compelling story he wrote about a wife and a husband.
Mm-hmm.
And the wife is in purgatory and the husband is in hell, but they have to sort out their issues in order to for her to forgive him so she's able to go to heaven where she belongs. He
I
is not
wish I could be
guaranteed.
there because the flyer had me interested. The
Yes,
flyer is so
ma'am.
exciting. And what you're
So,
saying fits right in with that screen, that flyer scene.
yes, ma'am. We have
Hmm.
some really brilliant creative minds here, and we have Emmanuel. He looks like he's going to be in a Netflix series soon in his life.
Yes,
He
he
has
is.
that Damson Idris look. But can you talk to her about your play?
I will be playing the caretaker, and Daniel's play Barry Hatchets. Basically, it's a husband works in hell, which is he's serving his punishment, and then along comes his wife, and old memories start coming in his mind. Then he has to rekindle with them again and learn how to grow from his mistakes.
Oh, okay. I love that.
And accept his punishments while
Yes.
doing so.
Oh my goodness. This is going to be food for thought. So the
Exactly.
people in the audience, this is going to give all the adults and the children something to think about.
Absolutely.
Is
Um,
any music involved?
we do have dance numbers that will be in between some of the plays that'll be scattered out throughout the whole production. Not necessarily directly in the productions of the plays themselves, but just in between them.
Mm-hmm.
I can speak to the
Like
other
changing
plays.
scenes, there you'll have some dance performances.
Absolutely. And scene changes and stage changes and all
Mm-hmm.
things.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, all of this is definitely being executed by all the students.
And what kind of dance groups are you going to have?
I think they're going to do mixed styles. I think our dance group they have a deep admiration for many forms of dance, whether it's hip hop, jazz,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
African, tap, all of it. So I think that will give us a nice blend. We're good for that, blending things, pulling from different cultures.
And
Uh,
do you work with parent groups to help you all with the stage and the setup and all that? Or
um,
volunteers? Tell me about how it all goes.
we welcome volunteers when the proper documents and protocols are followed for them to be present in the building. We can accept help, volunteers, and donations as long as that protocol is followed. So if anyone's interested, they can inquire to Miss Jackie Carter about what that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
But we definitely welcome help as long as there's a appropriate protocol. So just so that everything's in check and the kids are protected at all times.
Well, tell the listeners where it's going to be held. Make sure we want to say that 2 or 3 times. And when you all get a copy of the show, you can also send it out and help promote the play. And you can also send your flyer, but your flyer is on our promo as well.
Yes, ma'am. And that was such a beautiful display. I love the placement. We really appreciate it. This production will be taking place at Bard Early College High School.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it will be taking place, yes, at Bard Early College High School.
You don't have the address of Bard? Well, you can
13.
look it up and tell us, but we want to tell people where it is exactly.
So the address for Bard Early College is, give me 1 second. The address is 1351 Alabama Avenue, Southeast, Washington, D.C., 20032.
Mm-hmm. And is there a stage there? Tell me what that place is like.
We have a very beautiful and spacious space to work with. Our stage is in our gymnasium, but that just adds to the amount of space we'll have for the audience to enjoy the production and for people to move around and execute their productions. So it's a very cool and spacious space for us to be executing in.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we only have a couple of minutes, so you can give us your closing comments.
Do you
And
guys have
all
any
three
closing
of you.
So we have two other plays that are going to be a part of the production: Buried Hatches that Emmanuel will be playing caretaker in,
Yes.
as well as it was written by Daniel. And they explained that premise to you all, but we also have two other plays. One is I Can't Always Hold Your Hand, and it's basically about three girls who go through trauma and severe grief, and they are bonded through a therapy group, and they're learning how to function so they can go out into the world and be independent individually without each other. And then we have another production called Can't Let Go. And it's basically a story about a sister and a brother. The brother passed on in a car accident, and the sister blames herself, and he goes back to visit her so they can clarify some things so she can let go what happened to him and stop beating herself up and stop, derailing her life out of the grief that she has for him. So those are the two other amazing productions we're going to have. Those are my closing remarks. Just make sure you guys come out and support on August 6th and 7th at 6:30 p.m.
6:30. It start at what time?
6:30 p.m.
So you need to tell them to be there by 6 so they can be in place. Or
You know what, audience? Scratch that. Our production starts at 6 p.m. on August 6th and 7th, and we would love for you guys to be there on time so things can run smoothly.
Yes,
and
no later than 6:15 so that you'll be there in place when the curtains open.
Yes, ma'am. And don't miss those dance numbers. But I'm going to leave the closing remarks to Emmanuel and Daniel for this interview. It's been nice speaking to you guys.
I would say that I would encourage people very heavily to go to the show on the 6th and 7th at 6 p.m. at Bard High School and College, 1351 Alabama Avenue, Southeast DC. Because as the playwriters, we work very hard on the script. We put a lot of time and a lot of creativity into it. We made it so that all the lessons and themes are very relatable, no matter if you're a senior or if you're still a teenager trying to figure it out, or even if you're a little kid. It's in a way that everybody can understand it, and I feel that everybody will be able to enjoy it if they give it a chance.
Very good. And say your name again.
My name is Daniel Golson.
Say it again clearly.
Daniel Golson.
Daniel Golson. And the next one?
Same thing what Daniel said. We really put a lot of hard work in memorizing and learning new tricks as actors, and put a lot of effort and put our heart and fully into it. And I really think that we can give you guys a really beautiful show, and I really hope you guys can come, support, and just have fun.
And tell us your name.
My name is Emmanuel Akanubi.
All right, Emmanuel. Thank you so much. And Mecca, I am so happy to be able to help you all out every year. More than one time a year, looks like. Whenever you need me, I'm there.
And we appreciate you so much.
I know you do. And I love you all too. I won't be here for the August production, but if you have anything in September, let me know.
Yes, ma'am. We'll definitely reach out.
All right. Well, thank you all for being here. That does it for the Lyndia Grant Show for this week. Good day.
Thank you for listening to the Lyndia Grant Show. Think on these things with your host, Lyndia Grant.